I grew up very Christian, the whole 9 yards. Church on Sunday morning, church on Sunday evening, church on Wednesday night. My family even cleaned the church on Saturdays. And then any and other activities, we were there. I was very much welcome into the church. And being welcomed into the church, I was also welcome to all their teachings. And the one teaching that I want to focus on today was a teaching that was handed down to me and a lot of younger people just like me when I was going through that process. And it's the idea that I am fundamentally flawed for existing. Not because I did anything intrinsically bad, but for the fact that I exist, I am flawed. That's a teaching they would teach, and they would follow it up with a, but God is so good, and he has this whole saving plan for you, and everything's going to be good, but you just got to realize that you're innately broken beyond repair. You're innately incapable of good. You're innately evil. You're innately wrong. You're innately corrupted. And as long as you can understand that, this is their teaching. And as long as you can understand that, that's how you can get to heaven. That's how you can find the doorway that takes you from the realm of darkness and brings you into the realm of light where God is. Maybe you didn't grow up as a Christian, but I'm sure on some level you can resonate with that idea of some type of authority figure giving you that intonation that there's something innately wrong with you. Sitting with that feeling of I am wrong for existing, it's going to start to motivate you. It's going to start to play a part in how you start viewing yourself and how you start viewing the world. For me, when I started to feel that sense that I'm overwhelmed, there's definitely something wrong with me, I was encouraged by the Christian practitioners around me. Oh, here are the prayers you can pray. Here are the practices you can practice. Here's the information that we can teach you that will teach you how to reflect on God rather than your innate brokenness. And where I found myself was I found that was inadequate. The teachings about God, the prayers, the readings, they all fell short of what I needed. But I was still left with that sense that I'm innately broken, that fundamentally there's something wrong with me. I am flawed. I am sinful. Here's a verse. The heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? The heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's a Bible verse. Now, contextually, I don't know where the context was. Maybe it was a wife talking to her husband and she was sick of it for the last straw. And he's like, you just got to trust my heart. And she turned to him, the heart is desperately wicked. In that context, I'm sure we could probably say, okay, yeah, I can see how she could say that. But in the context where I was being handed it, not even just with the context of what the Bible is actually saying, but the context under which I was handed it was a blanket statement, a blank check saying, you are wrong. You're wrong. It's important to give the devil his due. The reason people were teaching from that perspective was from great intentions. Their heart's desire was to take us through this dark chasm that would lead us through to God. And the idea, I'm sure, at some level, based out of love, was, hey, I can relate with being kind of messed up and darkened and not really knowing where to go, but God is the light. God is the light. Take us from the darkness to the light. And I think on face value, just like that, that's a very beautiful awakening awareness perspective. But love creates bonds that last forever, but fear will take you from point A to point B very quickly. And for those people who's had hearts of love, eventually that story got turned into a story based in fear. to motivate us from the place that they saw as not good to the place where we should go, okay? And this is where we jump into the story here because we have to learn how to motivate ourselves with love, not with fear. If we can motivate ourselves with fear, meaning like using negative dialogue to ourselves, like, come on, you freaking idiot, you gotta do this. You fucked this up before. This is your time. You gotta step up. Think of who's counting on you. Think of how many people need you. Think how much would fall apart if it wasn't for you. You need to get up off your sorry ass and you need to get it done right now. And I'm sure we can get results using that framework to talk to us. But we're not about results. This is about healing, but healing in a way that sets us up for the rest of our lives. If we needed to keep doing the wrong shit over and over and over again, you wouldn't be hearing me and I wouldn't be sharing. If we just needed to continue to keep going down the fucking stupid rabbit hole where we don't have to think and we can just keep making the same familiar decisions over and over again, then go. But our heart's desire is we want more. We want a life that feels full. We don't want to ignore parts of us that are lost still in the past. No, we want those parts of us to reintegrate into us now so we can have a real full connection with our life. I recently had a coaching call and she was saying that she was one of 6 children, all brothers, completely cast aside as like the other, because she was like almost the youngest, but she was the daughter, and so she was the other. And she started our call by saying, I don't even know who I am anymore. Mother, wife, girlfriend, part of the community, all these things that are external, but who am I? Who am I? And the more we started to talk, the more she started to share about how, oh God, yeah, that's that part of me, and I don't like it. She always comes up and she's very aggressive. She's extremely passive aggressive. And I'm listening and I'm hearing, and then I got the opportunity to reflect to her, hey, by the way, you hear how you just spoke about a part of you? And I'm sure that that's true, that she's really passive aggressive, but you spoke in a very negative framing context of that part of you. I want you to know that as part of your desire to integrate and find out who you are, look what's coming up. You're the one that shared that there's a part of you that you don't like because it makes people feel bad just the way that your mom made you feel bad. Light bulb. Oh. So if you want to start to become more full, maybe that you lost the sparkle that was in your eye when you were younger, that hopeful energy that made you want to just move through life with vigor, with excitement, and you find yourself now a slave to the patterns that have always been because that's who you are. And maybe you are like my coaching client as well. You are the titles. You are what other people see you as. But you look at yourself and you say, who am I? I don't even recognize who I once was. So why I shared this morning about the framing that I was given about the innate perspective that we are eternally flawed unless we have some outside source to correct us. I want to give hope to the part of me that might still be trapped in that situation, and a hope to you as well, if any part of what I shared today resonated with you. If you feel like you're flawed, it's because you are. And if you are flawed, you are a human. think of someone you love. It can be a person you know, it can be a movie character, whatever. Think of someone you love. You're just like, oh, that person brightens my life. That person is a human. That person is flawed. You've already given that person permission, and obviously you haven't seen them in all their ups and downs, but you've already given that person permission to be who they are, and you've loved them as they are. Now it's your turn to do that for you. If you're caught in a loop where you don't know how to break out of that mindset that was handed to you, that negative framework that you were brought up with, I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to sit with you. It is my heart's desire to sit here and look you in the eyes, hear from your heart, and give you the tools that you need so that you can build your own life back. Give a man a fish or teach him to fish. I don't want to give you pieces. I want to teach you the whole process for whatever it is that you need so that you can reintegrate and feel like you belong again in your own skin. And maybe it's been 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 2 years, who long, it doesn't matter how long it's been that you've been in this pattern and this is who I am. No. You are who you are, and it's good by the grace of God. And who you are right now is perfect. And what you need coming out of this is you need new steps. You need fresh directions. You need, dare I say it, help. In the description of this video, there's a link you can click on. And it's for a 30 to 40 minute free one-on-one call where I can start to give you the processes that you can take into your life and start to integrate immediately. And that's something that I want to give you for free. I want you to have that. Because for me, how I rescue parts of me that are still trapped and lost in the dark is I do it alongside of you. Because I'm sure there's still parts of me that are still hurt and lost and scared, even though I feel really whole now. But when I get to go plumb the depths alongside of you, I get healed for it. And that's what we're doing. That's why we're taking this pathway. That's why we acknowledge the shadows, acknowledge the dark, acknowledge the uncomfortable, because through that, that's how we find healing. And as always, I love you. Like, comment, subscribe. All right. Good luck. Peace.